This is Seconds Out, this is Leigh, and this is Brett Mcgindy and Ricky Hatton. Brett, I'll come to you first. It's been a very long time coming, this pro debut. I mean, last year ago, I saw you speaking about how you wanted to make your pro debut. Could have been 5-6-0 up by now. How frustrating has the last year been for you?
It's been difficult at times, definitely. I would like to have been making my pro debut probably this time last year. At the start, it looked like it was going to be a bit of a push to get it in before Christmas, but we had hopes that we could do it. Obviously, at the start, took a wee bit extra time to get my licence, and so I knew then, come probably at the start of November, that I wasn't going to get it before Christmas. But I stayed over in the gym with the lads for probably another 67 weeks and progressed and just adapted to the pro game, and felt myself progressing every day. So then it came to after Christmas, and we eventually got a date. Then it was March 21st, and everything was going perfect, to be honest. Everything, we were ready to go, well prepared, weight was good, and it was actually the 17th of March. It was cancelled, St Patrick's Day actually. I remember going home that day, which is a big day in Ireland. Obviously very, very disappointing, but as Rick has been saying to me lately, like, if there's a silver lining and all, in the fight being cancelled, it's that I'm probably 5-6 times more prepared. I've adapted to the game better. I'm in a better position now than I was 12 months ago. So, it's definitely been a tough year, a challenging year at times, but I've got this opportunity now with Hennessy Sports. I'm better prepared, and I'm really, really looking forward to tomorrow.
So would you say it's going to be a similar 2021 to what you expected 2020 to be like?
Hopefully. As I say, with Hennessy Sports now, like, I've got a great opportunity. I'm going to be very active, provided I do the business in the ring and there's no injuries and stuff like that there. I'm going to have hopefully a very active 2021, as I would have hoped last year, but with the obvious circumstances, that was probably never going to happen. But I'm looking forward to just finishing off the year on a high tomorrow, and going into 2020 with something to get excited about and something to look forward to.
And Ricky, obviously, Brett has 8 national titles, 1 European bronze. What sort of things do you look at when you start to train a fighter? What did you look at when you saw Brett?
Well, the most difficult thing when any top amateur who's boxed at the level in amateur boxing which he's done is sometimes the transition of style from amateur to pro can be difficult. But Brett was always, because he's an attacking fighter, he likes to come forward, he holds his hands up high, he likes to move in on his opponent and do damage. His style was very much suited to the pro game, but there's just been working on a few more little subtleties, try and tweak a few things here and there. Don't forget, when you can't do what you did in 3 rounds we're preparing for 12 rounds further down the line. But what you did in the 3 rounds in the amateurs, you've got to tweak your style a little bit here and there, haven't you, to adapt. But he wasn't far behind, because he's got that pro style, that exciting style anyway, which is right up Ricky Hatton Street. And we've blended really good. And what you don't realise, even though he has such an attacking style and such a fan-friendly type style, when you look at the amateur pedigree, what he's got, and the national titles and amateur titles, international vests he's got, you're gonna see educated pressure, not just bullet a gate 100 mile an hour stuff. He's got that much talent, and I think the people are gonna love him when they see him when he gets going.
And Brett, would you say, given off what Ricky's just said and the style you possess, can we expect a knockout tomorrow?
As I say, I'm looking forward to getting in there and getting the win, but it's my pro debut. If it's there to be taken, I'll definitely be going for it.
How far do you think Brett can go, Ricky?
Well, with his talent and everything he's got, with his amateur pedigree, he goes without, he's shown that he can be a world-class amateur, you know what I mean? And I think he'll be an even better pro. With his style, if he's reached the level in the amateur game which he's got, with his style, he should go even one better in the pro, because that's what his style is sort of like made for. But it's early days, we don't want to put pressure on his shoulders. It's been a very, very tough year for him, and for a young lad, to make his pro debut, it's a difficult time for all the boxers. No crowd, no family coming to cheer him on in the crowd. But for a 20-year-old to make his pro debut, with no crowd and this. It's just another obstacle that he's going to have to face, and he'll come through it with flying colours. He's moved over to Manchester away from his family and his friends because he wants to give the boxing 100% and give it his all. And, I'm very proud of him that he's just got his just rewards at the end of the year, and we'll thank Mick, for getting the opportunity for Brett to, even though it's been a very, very frustrated year, at least he's going to go into Christmas with a smile on his face, and hopefully 2021 will be what 2020 should have done. And you're going to get a nice, wet your whiskers and on, on Friday night, seeing what he's all about.
And how happy, how delighted are you at signing with Hennessy Sports today?
Absolutely delighted. As I said, it was a really, really challenging year. We're having a lot of other prospects, I was sitting in a position where I was wondering where these fights are going to come out of. Mick and Hennessy Sports and maybe a couple of a very small handful of promoters are in a position to be able to run shows at the minute. Not many are, and thankfully I've been lucky enough to get the opportunity by one of them promoters to show what I can do, and they've shown that they have the ability to run shows with or without fans, which is absolutely massive, because at the minute nobody knows what's going on really. We would hope for a very a bright 2021 and things to be a lot better, but we just don't know. But I know myself now that with Hennessy Sports and with Mick that I have either way. Hopefully it'll be with fans, and hopefully it'll be in front of many hundreds or thousands of people, but with or without fans, I'll be fighting next year, and that's all I can ask for.
And one win in the amateur I haven't mentioned yet is actually Nikita Ababi. Mick was saying to me earlier how he was watching it back in 2018. What was fighting him like, and how did you find fighting his style?
That was another good experience for me. We went with the Irish team to Boston in March. It was actually around St Patrick's weekend. We went again. Did
you go out drinking after then?
No, there was no drinking. It was very strict.
I wasn't with him at St Patrick's Day.
But as I say, we had two fights out there. One of them was against Nikita. Tough fight, but a very good fight. I fought very well. He fought well. It really was a good fight, and I was happy to get the win over him in America in his backyard. So that was a great win for me in the amateurs. He's doing very well now for himself in the pros, and hopefully I'll have similar success.
Brilliant. Before I let you go, just want to ask, what was your best win in your opinion in the amateurs?
My best one, looking now, that's probably one of them because of how well he's doing. I would probably say that at the minute, just because of, to be honest, he's probably not the best amateur I've beat, but because of how well he's doing and how he's sort of he's making a big name for himself, that seems to be definitely one of the best ones I've had.
Well, who do you think has been his best win in the amateurs?
I don't know. It's nice, to be honest. I mean, the lad you just mentioned there, it's interesting that you see he mentions it as his best win. I mean, I haven't seen the fights, and I've seen Brett's fights, plenty of his fights as an amateur, not really specific ones that I can actually name, but obviously the lad that has been mentioned is, he's making progress, making a good name for himself. We want to get the ball rolling with Brett. You never know, a bit further down the line, who knows what could happen. I mean, we're both, I think, we'll all agree that the light years off of that. Now it's all about, making a name for themselves, getting established, but hopefully, you never know, they might not have heard the last of each other.
Brilliant. Appreciate your time, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.